Hey everyone, welcome to Archer's Garage, and this episode is a pretty quick one. So just a quick backstory. I want to show you guys what I do for a little bit of maintenance. No repairs, just some good maintenance to get out there and kind of tweak your snowblower a little bit, go over the transmission, show you what I do with the sort of clutch system that's in there. All these snowblower transmissions, especially the older ones, right? They use a friction and disc, friction clutch disc kind of design. And then there's chains and there's some bearings, the shafts, and especially when they get a little older. If you haven't done this at all, have never done it, or haven't done it in a long time, and you want to see what I like to do to get one of these old machines sort of, really any machine, even the newer ones, the ones that have this design, you got to get out there every couple of years and pull the tires off, the rims, off the shafts, pull that cover off the bottom, get in there, clean it out. We got some lubrication to do, and we got some cleaning to do. So stay tuned, and I'm going to show you what I do. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so you can see it's going to be a little overexposed, right, because I have the flashlight. But that disc looks really good. I've already gotten a shot of it. So what I like to do is just cut a piece of cardboard, right, and shove it in there. And then we're going to start lubricating. And I'm going to use my chain wax. This thing's pretty dry. Okay. Everything in here is real dry. So we're going to start off with, these are the bearings. This one actually has real bearings on it, which is really nice. We'll clean up the rest of it later. Okay, now there is a way to get, in here, there is a way to get lubricant in there. On this one, it's a little difficult. I'll try to get you in close. But I want to get all of these bushings down here. Anything that spins or moves, all right, there's all kinds of stuff down in here. Just like so many places. I can't really show it to you, but it's all over the place. Now, you don't need this, okay? I'm just putting it there because I want you to see. You don't really need it. What you can't see is there is a thing over here that you can stick your tube in. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. Literally just so many places. Anything that moves. See, it's dripping a little bit, but I don't really want it to drip on this. That's why I use it. Hold on. But just to keep extra stuff from getting on it. It really doesn't matter. Like we're gonna be cleaning it. But just so you can see, if yours has already been cleaned, then put the cardboard in. Now, what you're probably not going to see, I don't know, can I move it to, there's no location that I can get it to. There's got to be a way I can get this tube in here and kind of needle, yeah. Well, some of it will go down, but a lot of it will get from the side. So what we want to do is spin it a little bit, just to kind of get to any area. I think there's one up here, the spot there. Don't worry about getting it all over the place. That's kind of what you want. There we go. We'll get this chain. Get this one first. I like my chain and cable lube too. Okay. Now we want to swing it back and forth. Okay. Oh, that feels nice, guys. That feels nice. Oh, it was fighting me before. Yeah. It's got a little bit of rust on it over here. Yeah, that's nice. And if you want, you can wipe it and then reapply if there's any rust. Yeah, and now this will actually wax up, right? Because it's wax. This one's a little stuck over here, so something's a little bit beat. And that's what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah, it's the rust on the rod. All right, we can spray that rod a little bit up here. Let me zoom you out a little. So I'm just looking at anything that I can hit. Yeah, down here, there's a bearing over here. Right there. We want to hit this. This one's in nice shape. And it's also a good design as well. And we can hit this bearing too from the top, I think, when I get those belts off. And then this bearing down here, right? You want to check this, make sure it doesn't move. This is the actual auger bearing. Right, that's in good shape. Still got plenty of use left in it. This is an oil-white bronze bushing, so we're going to get those. But we're going to take these tires off just to check and lube. And the rest I think we can get from the top. All right, yeah. All right, so now, let me see if I can set up another light so that you can see that disc better. Stand by. We're going to put some of our brake cleaner on, just a little bit, and then try to wipe it. This one's a little polished, so a lot of times I can rotate it from the front. Let's see. Can I get to it? Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can do it with the engine, but right here I can do it. The belt's kind of in the way. But pull the plug out too, just in case it kicks or something. I don't know. All right, since it's been dripping for a while, and like I said, the chain wax, what it'll do. This one has a coating on it. Yeah, this plate has a coating on it. It's like a black, dark coating. Right, it's not like a lot of the other plates. Yeah, this one's got like a powder coat. We're not going to touch it. We're just going to clean it. Just going to clean off, get any grease off of it. That's not bad. So like I said, the chain wax is nice because it's going to wax up in about 15 minutes. So it'll be like a grease. So it goes in, you know, it goes on and in and penetrates like a penetrating lube. But then it sets up. So it's a no sling formula. And in here, that's what you want. You don't want slinging. So we're going to get all of the grease off. Anything that might have spilled or got flung. I already cleaned the bottom. Yeah, this is beautiful. That's it, it's done. And then this guy, they picked up a little bit. And then just a quickie on this guy, and we'll just spin it a little bit on the rag. Okay. Just to pull off any oxidation. Anything that might have spilled on here. It's still picking up a little bit. That's just dead rubber. Oxidation and whatever grease. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to get... Trying to work and manage lights. I need another light. I need one more light on a stand or something. But that looks good. Yeah, it's got a special coating on it. We don't want to fuss with that. Everything looks good in here. The rest we get from the top. All right. So I got this guy as well, this bushing. And I think there's something down in there, which we'll get from the top, but might be able to see underneath here, it doesn't matter. And we're changing the belt, so we don't care. Yeah, that all looks good. All right, next step. Just try to get a coating on things. We'll pull the tires off and just check those. Check the axles and make sure everything comes off and put some lube on. I'll see you guys in a minute. So these came right off, and I can tell you that he's been a good guy, and I can see he's used a bit of no-sees on that. I'm just going to wipe a little bit of grease on, just wipe off this excess and put it back. We've already lubricated here, right? We got from the inside. If you want, you could put a little bit more. You can also use a chain wax or just grease, anything, guys. Get it off before you can't get it off. And I have some videos on, it's the same thing from snowblowers to tractors. When these things get stuck on here, good luck. All right, let me finish this up. We're going to put it down, and we're going to get started on the belts and stuff in the front. I'll see you there. All right, tires back on. I just kind of blew a little bit more chain wax on the springs. I'll put a little more on from the other side when I get a chance. Cleaned up in here and in around here, and I threw a little bit of clear coat on everything. Again, any rust, hit it with a little bit of clear coat, and you'd be surprised, right? It will protect it. Now, I've said to him many times on the shows, I don't know if he caught it, but I'll discuss it with him. But you know, definitely want to clean all this stuff up. I'll get a little bit more. Just want to hit a few spots now. You know, hit it good with a wire wheel, and then come back and maybe put a little bit of acid on it. I like to use. You can just get it on the pulleys and stuff. It really doesn't matter. You can go, if you don't want to buy acid, you can go and get some of that nice industrial, or they call it cleaning vinegar, and it works really well. I also started hitting the stickers. I got this sticker here, right? That's his chassis sticker. You should be able to pull a paint coat off of that or get some kind of a match. I hit some stuff underneath here. So like anything that, you know, you want to protect. A little bit of clear on top. Started doing the handlebars. We'll get the rest. But I do a little bit as I go. I wipe, I clean. Sometimes I do the whole damn thing in one shot. But for a service, this is how I like to do it. I think this thing would look real smart with a nice coat of paint on it. It wouldn't require much. It's not a lot to do. It just looks worse than it is. All right, let me put it down. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, we got the butt on, the butt plate, the bottom plate. I want to take a peek in here, guys. So this is the gearbox. Oh, I thought I loosened it up. And then I want to throw some oil in all of these bushings. Grease works good, but I don't see any grease fittings, so we need to oil it. Let's get this out. So my idea here is, let's see what's in here. Probably just some good regular automotive gear lube is all that's required in here. And this one actually has this bolt here, and just a little sticky, but that's good so you don't lose it. If you want, you could put just a touch of Loctite on it so you don't lose it. Oh, I don't think this has ever been opened because it's got, I see the threads. Yeah, and I think there might even be a little water in it. All right, good. So what I want to do is come up with something that I can shoot in there. Now, I'm thinking if we, yeah, I could probably, I can't rotate it now. Let me see if I can rotate it. Let me rotate it, see if I can get to an area where I can get a little bit something in there, a hose or something, and then we'll fill it until it kind of leaks out the top. This is just a brass fitting. It's for a flare, and then this is one of them like Briggs PCV valve, crankcase valve vent tubes. So let's just see. It's probably going to make a mess, but he's dry. So let's see. It should be going in. Yeah, I see some. Yeah, it's dry in there, and it might even be wet in there. And it's taken. You don't need much. You honestly don't. In fact, actually, we can see. Yeah, she's taking it. Oh, yeah, she's coming out. So when she starts dripping like that, good, it's dripping. So we know we're successful. All right, so we've got liquid in that. Awesome. So I put a good amount in there. I'm squeezing hard. It's got a big hole, and so I'm able to pass a good amount through. And this is a lighter gear lube. I like to use, I'll give you the spec in a minute. Let me see. Everything's white. 80W90. It's not a particularly, you know, this is good. I'm going to keep this in my toolbox, right? Definitely going to keep that. Let me tighten that up. And then he did put some grease in the corners, I could see. But what we want to try to get is some oil. So I'm just going to Drew's oil down all of these, you know, the pins. And the only other thing which he could do is there's a little bit got burrs on them. You could take a file to that and clean them up a little bit if you want, right? If you want, it's not important, but Drew's oil in all of that and let it come down. These are plastic bushings, So they kind of self-lubricate. But we want the oil in here because otherwise you'd have to take everything apart and put grease. And it probably should come apart, get cleaned, and then greased, and then grease fittings installed. But in lieu of that, I'm just going to Drew's oil in. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so this is just one episode in the series that I have out on this snowblower. And I do want to give a shout out to TJ. I think it's TMJ. I forget what his handle is on YouTube. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to him. Great guy. We're going to take a look at the machine real quick. He's going to run it and start it up, and that's going to be our outro. I'm going to use that outro probably in all of the other excerpts that come with this whole entire video package. There'll be a folder on that, so you can breeze through the folder. And again, just to kind of back up a little bit. So TJ, he lives actually kind of far. We're in New York, and he's a subscriber and a watcher, a viewer, and he brought me the machine to work on. So we did a whole bunch of stuff on this machine. We did some slow-mo on the belts to figure out what was going on with the belts. It kept throwing belts. It needed a carburetor. Shout out to HIPAA for the carburetor on that one. I didn't buy it. He actually bought it. I didn't know what it was. I put it on, so that's another video. So there's some live shows on it, and also there'll be a lot of other recordings that I did that I didn't release or will release, and maybe in the folder depending on when you watch this. So come on back for those, and let's give the thing a test, and I'll see you guys then. You like the tube, the extension tube? You guys know what that is? Leave a comment. All right, guys, that's it. This is our buddy over here, TJ.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me do what I do and on YouTube. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get it.
Runs great.